says not supporting DC until Miller is fired. How long do you think until that happens? Cheers, lads. Well, that takes us off onto our next topic, actually, which is the Flash director, Andy Muschietti, says Ezra Miller will return. If there's a sequel, there's not going to be a sequel.
Big if, yeah. Like, it's so cute that anybody thinks there could be a sequel to this.
There ain't going to be no rematch.
Yeah. This is the thing. So this is the statement. It says, if a sequel happens, yes to him returning. I don't think there's anyone that can play that character as well as he did. The other depictions of the character are great, but this particular vision of the character, he just excelled in doing it. And as you said, the two Barrys, it feels like a character that was made for him.
Did they put they in there because he identifies as they, them?
Yeah.
Who knows?
So I obviously
you just don't know these days.
Hey,
I know. And then Barbara Muschietti says, in principal photography, Ezra was brilliant and the most committed and the most professional actor. Ezra gave everything for this role, physically, creatively, emotionally, mentally. And they were absolutely, and he was absolutely supreme.
Okay, I was gonna say let's translate that for a minute there, Nate. I'll go back to it here. Where'd you go?
Oh yeah.
In principal photography, so something happened not during principal photography and reshoots. Yeah. Ezra Miller was brilliant and the most committed and the most professional, meaning he did something that he shouldn't have at some point. And they're covering up for that.
Beat up people in
Ezra
Hawaii.
gave everything for this role, like you just said. Physically, creative, emotionally, mentally, they are absolutely supreme, meaning they were a tyrant on the set. Okay, there's my translation. Sorry.
Difficult to work with, and they were not worth it in the end.
Yeah. That's what it says to me. What do we think? I mean, he's not coming back, is he? Let's be honest.
Hell
Let's
no.
Get real here.
No. But they'll never publicly fire him. No. But notice there isn't one single Flash project in any of those announcements anywhere. Right? Yeah. They're not going to. The only way, and this is a big if, and they're not even projecting it at this point. The only way that they even think about doing a sequel to this movie is if it makes like over $1.5 billion. Because he could even make $1 billion and they're still going to be like, well,
he's bad PR, man. Like, he's dog shit PR, and that matters. That really matters. What's the price of bad press?
But they're already prepared for this thing to, suck rocks. I mean, I know we have another story in there to talk about exactly the rocks that it could suck.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
All right.
It's bad. It's real bad. I mean, he's not coming back. Nick, over or under likelihood of him coming back for a sequel, or even that there will be a sequel? What do we think?
I say there's no way a sequel happens. No, even if this thing makes $2 billion. Well, if it makes $2 billion, it's not ever going to make that.
1.5, then we'll start thinking about it.
I mean, if it makes that much, the studio's really going to push for it, and they'll probably do it, whether it means anything or not. But the thing is, I wonder if they'll understand that it wasn't Ezra Miller that probably brought them that money. It was the fact that Michael Keaton was back as Batman.
They never understand.
So the thing is, if they did a sequel and they're like, oh wow, we need to get Ezra Miller back and do another one, and then they just have some movie with him and Keaton doesn't come back, or anybody else, Henry Cavill, Superman, or anybody, it's gonna freaking flop and probably do worse than freaking Black Adam.
Yeah.
We're back to Cameo the movie, so yeah, this thing is gonna not make $1 billion. There will be no sequel.
Yeah.
Tom, I guess you kind of alluded to it, but what do you think?
Oh, yeah, no. Like, if this movie makes more than $600 million, I'll be surprised. Considering the track record thus far. I mean, DC in general. Like, that's the thing is, a lot of people, they can blame James Gunn all day, and I'm not out there championing for him at this moment. I'm just saying this like this. Most people don't have a fucking clue as to what's going on with DC, because guess what? Outside of the nerd community, they don't care.
Yeah, no.
They're just going to go see the next thing. That's the only way and reason why I think this movie might have a chance to get close to that $1 billion is people see Michael Keaton the day that Super Bowl ad showed. I mean, we've known about it for years. He's in this movie.
Yeah.
But the general audience didn't know it. And I got more messages from my personal friends that I don't talk to here online and my family saying, "Oh my God, Michael Keaton's back. Did you see Michael Keaton's back? Did you know Michael Keaton's back? Michael Keaton's Batman's back. Oh my God." I got tons of those from my normie friends and family. Like I said, the second most one was the Indiana Jones one that day.
Yep.
Yeah.
Those reactions were similar to some of the Top Gun stuff like Culture was bringing up. And that's why I'm not going to completely count those movies out, because they have that factor. There's one thing that seems to be a wild card here recently with films, and that is you put a classic white male, generally star, not always white, but just classic star. We're going to see how Eddie Murphy's going to work out in Beverly Hills Cop 4, for instance. But still, I'm just saying, to this point, we've had Top Gun and a few other movies that have done well. Even Ghostbusters did well. It didn't have the biggest box office, but it did well enough that Tom Rothman greenlit a sequel before the movie even had like its second or third weekend.
Yeah. It was this middle of the second week, I think. You're right.
So there is this thing where as long as you get the original actors involved, a nostalgia factor, we saw it with The Force Awakens, it works as long as people think they're going to get to see and hang out with these original characters.
Hey Tom, not to interrupt you real quick, but my yard guys are here. I'm going to step away real quick. I'll be right back.
All right.
Oh, no problem, man. No, that was pretty much all I had to say anyways. Never underestimate Michael Keaton being in the Batman outfit again.
Flash.
And Indiana Jones is going to have a big opening because of Harrison Ford.
Man, that's getting a lot of bad press, though.
Off topic too much. Come on.
Yeah. Well, okay. So let's get back into this.
Yeah, because we got other news to talk about.
I think the international audience for this film is not there. I think that's going to play.
That's
a major
true,
factor.
actually. That is very true. So the little, by comparison, sorry to interrupt, that's really true. Good point. So the Little Mermaid, the domestic, and the international.
Yep.
I think you're right there. Actually, like it'd be interesting if there's a way, like a plug-in. There isn't, but if there was, the demographic breakdown on continents, geographical breakdown of everyone that was watching that trailer, the Flash trailer. I bet you anything, it would primarily be domestic.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's going to be primarily the pop culture consuming West.
Well, let's look at this here.
Yeah.
And then what's the ceiling for that? That's what I mean. Like what's
it's
the
limited,
cap?
very limited.
Yeah, that's a very interesting point, actually.
Like things like Wonder Woman.
Well, if you do a Google Trends right now for they
are a little more domestically heavy, I guess. You could say.
Yeah, and
that's what I'm looking at here, just to see if that holds.
And we didn't mention this during the Little Mermaid conversation, but I'd like to reiterate that if it's racist, then that narrative doesn't hold water, because Fast X is as diverse as they come. They killed off the white guy. I mean, he literally died in real life.
They even got the Asian guy in there, even though he shouldn't be there.
Yeah, Han. Yeah, I mean, in the cameo at the end. So, let me tell you something. In its second week in China, Fast X is at $114 million alone.
The only thing to take into consideration here with the Flash, is that it looks like Dawn of Justice (BBS) did much better internationally. In fact, it did 62% of its money internationally.
I'm just but those films still didn't perform. None of those films are massive.
You're not wrong. And the other one, let me finish. The other one was Aquaman, did 70% of its money internationally.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you got a point there, but we'll have to wait and see how.
I still don't think it will hit that sequel numbers. It won't do it.
Oh hell no! We're not even talking like that's off the table unless this thing goes over $1 billion. Then we can start talking about that.
No international appeal for the Flash. Sorry. Yeah.